Assalamualaikum to Dr. Siti Hasmah binti Nasir. My name is Siti Hasmah binti Syarifuddin. My matrix number is CN190134. Today, I'll be presenting my individual assignment, which is cotton blanket. What is a cotton blanket? A blanket is a swath of soft cloth large enough to either to cover or to enfold most of the user's body and thick enough to keep the body warm by trapping radiant body heat that otherwise would be lost through convection. It is made from cotton, synthetic or wool waste. It is also mainly used for nightwear or on bed. Blankets are manufactured in standard sizes. The standards are based on the surface area of the blankets and their specific weight. Blankets could be light or heavyweight. The advantages of cotton blanket. First of all, the best quality of cotton are its breathability and softness. It's also enhancing comfort. It is also machine washable and dryer safe. Cotton can also be lightweight enough to use for summer sleep or heavy enough for winter use. It also holds up well when repeatedly washed and can also reduce the build-up of allergens in the bed's microclimate. Next, it will be the principle of manufacturing cotton blanket. The structure of cotton blanket. Weft knitting is the simplest method of converting a yarn into fabrics. Weft knitting is a method of forming a fabric in which the loops are made in horizontal way from a single yarn and intermeshing of loops take place in a circular or flat form on a crosswise basis. In this method, each weft thread is fed more or less at right angle to direction in which fabric is formed. Each course in a weft knit builds upon the previous knitted course. Most of the weft knitting is of tubular form. Next, the process of manufacturing cotton blanket. First, knitting. Mounting the high quality cotton yarn on a circular knitting machine. The yarn will be knitted for further processing. Next, quality control checks will take place at every step of the knitting process. At this stage, the knitted cotton fabric will be checked for GSM, width, and knitting faults in the fabric. Next, lapping and raising. In the second phase, the knitted cotton fabric is lapped by a lappers and raised on the raising machine. In the next step, it will be centering. The fabric will go into the stand machine where the width, thickness, and GSM are adjusted to the desired dimension. The aim of this process is to make the fabric dimensionally stable. Blankets and samples are being inspected to check various quality parameters such as thickness, strength, weight, and its visual faults. Next, it will be cutting. In the next process, the fabric will be cut by the semi-automated cutting mechanism. It is cut according to the specification provided by the clients. In the fifth step, it will be stitching. Next, the cut panel are sent to the stitching departments and are stitched from all four sides. The logo stitches are also going to be done at this step if it is requested by the clients. Finally, folding and packing. The blankets are now folded manually, pressed and packed in a waterproof polyethylene bale bags. The finished pack are now stacked and ready for loading and shipping. Next, it will be testing method of cotton blanket. Tensile strength test. The application, it is a common testing standard for individuals who need to determine the breaking strength and elongation of woven, non-woven, and felted fabrics and textile. A universal testing machine with specialized grips and a controller are needed to conduct this testing standard. Standards, ASTM D5034/09. The working principle of tensile strength tests are: first, use cutting tools to carve the fabric into a rectangular shape. The longer side should be parallel to the direction that is to be tested. Drawing a line down the long segment of the textile will ease the alignment of the sample into the grips. Once the specimen is prepared, load and secure it into a pair of clamps. A manual vice grip would be the most appropriate fixtures for this testing standard. Next, start moving the grips apart at the specific rate. Stop the test once the specimen breaks or ruptures. Next, it will be burn test. The application, blanket burning test is suitable for flame retardancy of bed linings, including bed sheet, blankets, mats on mattresses, pillows, duvets, and similar products that are used to cover the bed. Standards ASTM D4151/18. The working principle, in the specific device, place the process sample horizontally. Put a piece of paper with a central hole in the surface. Use prescribed methane ignition source and burning on the surface of the blanket on a piece of paper. Finally, the future trends of cotton blanket. In the article, it shows on how the future trends of a cotton blanket can be in the future. Cotton terry blankets are very warm and are made using natural cotton, which is also less susceptible to the risk of allergy. This in turn fuels its demand among consumers looking for anti-allergic properties in a blanket. The trend is further anticipated to contribute to the overall growth of the market. Another prominent factor that has been driving demand for cotton terry blankets globally is that it provides a superior comfort and requires lower maintenance. This is majorly due to its light and soft property. Besides, although terry cotton is highly absorbent, it takes relatively lesser time to dry. That's all from me. Thank you.